Do the clapping.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Remember, you have to do that.
That's next.
Okay.
I have a system. 1, 2, 3.
Send her to fucking Hollywood.
How about Las Vegas? I could have my own show, a clapper show. I could clap and wear pasties.
You could. Hey, what? What's going on, Pumps? What have you had it with this week?
You know, I've just been so tickled pink with my life this week.
That's off topic.
What am I?
Because as you can see from our television, the name of our podcast is I've had it. So allow me to cover.
Why don't you do it
for us yet again?
I know.
Okay, let me tell you what I've had it with. I've had it with yak mouths sitting near you at a sporting event.
1,000,000% agree. It's ridiculous.
So recently, Josh and I went to London to see Roger Federer play doubles with Rafa Nadal in Roger Federer's last professional tennis match of his iconic, legendary tennis career. So we're sitting there at the O2 Arena in London, packed house. And these yak mouth Americans are sitting behind us from North Carolina.
Of course, they were American.
And this guy has to narrate.
Oh, God.
Everything. He has to talk nonstop. And he's not like when Josh and I would talk, we would lean and whisper.
Right. Because you're kind of supposed to be quiet at tennis.
I had awareness about the people around me and about their feelings and that they had paid a lot of money and traveled a long way. But these fuckers sitting behind me from North Carolina did not. The match ends, and then all of a sudden it's this amazing ceremony where Roger starts bawling. Rafa's completely a basket case. He's bawling.
That is so sweet.
It's precious. Josh Welch is snot slinging, ugly cry bawling. And I can't enjoy any of it hardly because of these goddamn yak mouths sitting behind me.
Nothing worse than a yak mouth.
Just a nonstop, horrible content narration. And I mean, I'm just furious about it. And I don't understand why people don't take into account the feelings of those around them.
The only thing I will say is there any chance, because you know I'm a horribly loud talker. And so when I think I'm not...
You think you're an offender?
I'm sure I'm an offender. There's no doubt about it.
You're a part of the problem.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do it in a deal like that. But I just wonder if they didn't realize how loud they were. Because I don't realize how loud I am.
I have like camera being pulled out of a film right now, thinking back to going to movies with you and doing things with you. And I think you are a part of the problem.
I am. I think, though, it's because I just don't understand how loud I am. I hate to one-up you on that story, but at Luke's football game, if he doesn't return the kick and he fair catches, people will bitch about, why didn't you? Luke, you should have gotten that ball. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, his fucking mother is sitting right here.
I think I've seen some of the ugliest
behavior
of humanity pertaining to children's sports. And then just the delusions that these parents have. A kid that's, nowhere near has the physique of a D1 athlete.
Right. Because you would know by looking.
100%.
Right.
Yeah. This brings me to something that I don't know if this is a topic I'm just going to say that I've totally kind of had it with.
Okay.
It can be fun, but when people take it too seriously, it's incredibly annoying. And it is just, number one, astrological signs. And number two, everybody on Instagram talking about Mercury being in retrograde.
I don't even know what that means.
A lot of people I follow on Instagram are like, oh my God, my life's a mess this week. I forgot to return an email. I lost my keys. I forgot to feed my dog. So I Google it. What does Mercury in retrograde mean? Because I'd never fucking heard of it, right?
I've heard the term.
What do you think Mercury in retrograde is?
Just an excuse for bad behavior, it sounds like.
But what do you think Mercury is?
Okay, Mercury's a planet.
Nailed it.
And so I don't know what retrograde means in terms of planets.
Basically, it's an optical illusion. So all the planets circle around the sun. And when Mercury is in retrograde, it appears from the Earth's vantage point that it stops moving. but it actually doesn't. It's an optical illusion. So basically fucking nothing.
Nothing is happening differently.
Nothing. I'm a Leo.
Okay.
Okay. And I just hit the Google.
Okay.
And I'm going to go through positive traits and negative traits of Leos.
And then I'll tell you if you have them.
I'm going to, we're both going to say, and then we're going to go through yours.
Okay.
Okay. Positive traits of Leos.
Okay.
Enthusiastic. 50-50.
I was going to say, I don't know that I would say always.
Determined.
Yes.
Yes. Ambitious.
Yes.
Yes. Creative.
Yes.
Yes. Generous.
Yes.
Dynamic. You betcha. Loyal.
Yes.
Yes. Romantic.
No.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Decisive. Fuck yes.
Absolutely.
Warm-hearted. Confident.
Yes.
Yes. Charismatic.
Yes.
Yes. Vain.
Yes.
Yes. Egotistical.
Yes.
Yes. Childish.
No.
100%.
I don't think you're childish at all.
Look at what we're doing right now. Overbearing. 100%. Stubborn.
Yes.
For sure. Status seeking. Totally. I'm totally pretentious and shallow. Autocratic.
Yeah. You want to be the boss.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. Arrogant. Afraid so. Cocky, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Dominating.
Yeah.
So actually, this is pretty good anecdotal evidence
spot
that
on.
I am spot on for a Leo.
Right. That's kind of weird.
Shit. Okay, let's go to yours. Okay. Aquarius.
Okay.
Positive traits.
Okay.
Intellectual.
I'm not a huge
Not
intellect.
really, no. Independent.
Yes.
Yes. Tolerant.
Yes.
Yes. Idealistic. No. Humanitarian.
No. No. Absolutely not.
Friendly.
Yeah, I'm friendly.
Social.
I mean, I can be.
Yes,
It's not my,
okay.
I don't love it.
Creative. No. Unique. Yes. Humorous. Yes.
Yes.
Egalitarian.
I don't, 100%. I need a definition on that.
What do you think it is?
I have no idea. Like, ruled by ego, maybe?
Egalitarian. Surely you've been to law school for
No,
God's
I know.
sake.
I've heard the word.
How
but
did
I'm
you
not
pass the bar exam? Oh, you didn't the first time, did you?
No, I didn't. I was a two-timer. Two-timer.
We could add petty to yours, Jennifer.
And I will wear it with a badge of honor.
That's right.
Innovative.
No.
Okay. Negative traits. Eccentric.
Yes.
Yes. Unpredictable.
You know what's going to happen before I do.
Emotionally detached. 110%. Fucking put it in the bank. Start charging interest. Nailed it. Aquarius. Negative traits. Emotionally detached. Ding, ding, ding. Calculating. No. Contradictory. No. Distant. No. Restless. No. Chaotic.
Yes.
1000%.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I'm spot on.
You're spot on. But I think I have heard that since I'm one day before the switch, like I'm on the cusp.
For fuck's
I've just heard that saying.
You're on the cusp. That's just the biggest.
I've
bunch
just
of
heard
bullshit.
it. I didn't say I'm promoting it. I'm
Okay,
just
let's
saying I've
look at
heard
this
it.
from a statistical standpoint.
Right. I did used to read when they
Okay,
had newspapers.
okay,
I used to read my horoscope.
So you probably read Dear Abby too, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, think about statistically how it would have to go down for everybody that's ever been born on February 18th, from the beginning of our species until now, to all have the same character traits.
No, I know. I'm not saying I like wholeheartedly believe it, but I'm just saying it's interesting. I find it interesting.
Okay. So it's rumored that J-Lo has fired backup dancers strictly on their astrological signs. Apparently, she doesn't get along with Virgos, a star sign shared by her ex-husband, Mark Anthony. She asked all the dancers to raise their hands if they're Virgos. She looked at them and said, "Thanks so much for coming," and let them all go. People have cited Virgos as being highly uncoachable.
I will say, if you're J-Lo, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Some people do or don't date or marry others based on their signs. Some people turn down renters' applications and quit their jobs because of horoscopes. Also known as astrology discrimination, something that apparently, again, we keep hitting this theme, you guys, no oversight. And then we also have zodiac shaming.
I don't even know what that is. Refresh me.
What part do you don't know?
What
Zodiac shaming?
is zodiac horoscope? Is that the same? I don't know what that is.
Should we?
The Zodiac killer, I know, was a killer based on zodiac signs, but are zodiac and horoscope signs the same? Okay. All right.
Okay.
So
Zodiac shaming. People are like, could shame you like, oh God, he's just a Pisces. What a fucking asshole. All Pisces are assholes.
I think I've heard that before. Like, well, we broke up because he's a Gemini or whatever.
And then some people use their zodiac or their astrological sign to justify naughty behavior. Like people could blame their sex addiction on their sign. People could blame cheating on their sign.
What are the signs for that? The sex addiction sign.
We're going to have a guest soon, but we're going to ask her. Falling out with friends, emails getting lost. And people actually blame their flights being delayed on Mercury in retrograde. I think to say where the stars were when you were born could help you justify your behavior or cause you to miss flights or you didn't feed your dog. I think maybe people need to come to grips with maybe they're just kind of fucked up.
Right. I tend to agree. I also think that you just have to be accountable. Like, I fucked up. I didn't feed my dog. Has nothing to do with my sign. But I still think you can have fun with it.
I do think you can have fun with it.
I think it's fun.
We have in the past, when we've gone on girls' trips, we've had our tarot cards read.
I fucking love it.
And it was totally fun.
Have I told you this before? Before I got married, was in New Orleans with my ex-husband. And I got my tarot cards read. And so did he. We both did together, like one right after the other. We're standing there.
Are you serious?
And I can't remember the card, but it was like, I got a black mark for love, like run, basically was the card. And we were together. And guess what? My life would have been so much easier.
And you ran right into him.
I should have run though. If I would have just listened to that.
To the tarot card.
But no. No, thank you.
Well, I think we need to dig deeper into this. And we have a guest today. And she has a podcast called Invasion of Privacy. And her name is Kate. And she is a tarot card reader, a comedian.
I've been cooking, trying to be more of a housewife. It's hard, especially when you look up recipes online. Have you guys tried to do this recently? It's everyone wanting to be a blog writer. It's not a fucking recipe, right? It's their feelings about the fucking meal. I look up how to make apple crisp. You click on it, and it's a woman being like, when I think of apple crisp, I think of the orchard I was walking in 10 years ago with my lover, rubbing his back hair with my fingers as the apples squished below us. Now preheat your oven to 400 degrees. You're like, well, I was masturbating. I forgot we were cooking.
This is going to be a ton of fun. So let's welcome Kate. Be nice.
Hi, Kate.
Hi, Kate.
Hi. Oh, I love it.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. So I'm Jennifer, and this is Angie. But
hello.
Her nickname is Pumps. So if you hear me switch from like Angie to Pumps, but we want to thank you for joining us today. And we have been talking a little bit before you came on about our signs. I'm a Leo.
Okay.
And Pumps is an Aquarius. And
Okay.
we did a quick little Google search of positive Leo traits and negative Leo traits. I pretty much had all of them.
She was like 98%.
And I'm the biggest naysayer about astrological signs.
You know, I do fully believe in astrology.
You believe in it. You think that has a factor on who we are and why we are the way we are.
Yes, but I also think that we're all so unique that it's hard at the same time to try to put us into categories with it.
Agreed.
But I do think it's usually accurate and there's a science to it. So, and I'm very out there, you know.
I like it.
So what's an
I'm a
Aries
healer.
sign traits?
Fiery, stubborn. Yeah. And I am very fiery. I may not seem it right now. I've done a lot of work
I love it. I love it.
to calm the fire, you know?
I mean, something can just set me off. And I am just like, oh my God. And you really just have to learning how to manage, you know, the emotions that run amok inside of us is truly one of the long-term life things that you never quite nail.
And you're in the right place because you're amongst friends on this deal. I always have to tell myself, like, nobody gives a shit but you. Like, why are you holding everybody hostage on something that really doesn't fucking matter to anyone but you, and it has nothing to do with anybody else?
Right.
You know, and that's a hard one because especially when you're a single parent, you think everything, you know, you're the authority, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Right. And I think boundaries are huge. And a lot of us are finally learning how to set positive boundaries.
We got a slow learner here.
I have no boundaries. Like, it is a character defect. No boundaries.
It's so hard. We're not taught it in our society. We're learning because that's self-love, is learning how to say no so you can replenish and feed yourself and not living out of obligation. Right? That's really hard.
You know,
it's a tough one.
Pumps, why don't you share with her some of your lack of boundaries? Things that you have a hard time drawing a boundary with. See if she has any insight.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, the ones, like, I totally will pee with the door open. I don't care who's in there. I'm not modest.
At my office, where there's men here as well, she just goes and sits down and pees. I'm an interior designer at my interior design firm, and Javier, who works at front desk, walks by.
He cannot see me on the bathroom. I've never done it when he was like.
You've done it when he's here. No,
I know, but he wasn't like around. I did it with Nilly, but because sometimes I think you have to talk when you're on the potty if you're in a hurry.
Okay, so go on.
Oh gosh. I have a horrible time. Like, I just avoid getting into a conversation with someone versus having to set the boundary. Like, okay, I've heard enough. Like, I'd rather just avoid the whole thing than like my eyes start rolling back in my head instead of just saying, okay, that's fine. That's good.
Tell her about the group me you're in for your 22-year-old son.
Oh, I just don't even know if this is, do you have kids?
Yeah, I have a 16-year-old boy.
Okay. So I have a 22-year-old son, and he's at college. In his fraternity, the moms all have a group me, like needing to know stuff like, what's the update on where they're living? What do you have to buy for where they're living? Do they have freezers? You know, all that shit. So I'm on the group me, and Jennifer is just like, cannot wrap her head around it.
Because he's not
grown.
a minor. He's 22 years old.
I know.
I think what I would do if I were in the group me, all the parents would see is Jennifer has left this group. I want to talk about the tarot cards that you do.
I love tarot cards. It could
I have them right here.
Oh
I'm
my gosh,
ready
can
to
you
give
do
you both
us?
a reading.
Me first.
Okay. Do pumps first. First.
Okay. So I'm going to do 3 cards to start.
Okay.
And then if we want to go deeper, I can pull more.
Okay, I love this.
So you got 3 really powerful major arcana cards. They're reversed, which means there's some resistance of your power. So we'll get into it.
Okay, tell me what resistance of my power means first. I've got to put my glasses on.
So this is the Empress. Can you see it?
Oh my God, I'm an Empress.
So the Empress is all about art and femininity. And it's saying sometimes we get so stuck in what we need to create and produce, and I'm not doing enough, instead of remembering that you're the art. And boundaries actually come into this, because when you're allowed to say no to the things that are pulling on you in a way that doesn't feel good, remember to feed yourself as the art, as the master.
I love that. The only time I feel like art is when I go get Botox or filler. And I know I'm the art then. But I mean, that's growth for me, though. Growing into my femininity.
Move over, Mona Lisa.
Okay, let's get to your next card, though.
Okay.
King of Cups reversed. So for King of Cups, with the masculine coming through, it's very like CEO energy of you don't care. what people think of you as much because you're running your stuff. So you don't need to worry as much of, do they like me? And it's learning how to ride the emotions that we were talking about. And then we have King of Swords reversed, and you are a powerful truth speaker. I think you're meant to get to an even deeper place of what your truth is. Maybe sharing more of your vulnerabilities, your limitations, but not being scared to really speak your truth. You ready for your tarot reading now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so excited. These are fun.
So the first one, the Hermit reversed.
The Hermit. You're kind of a hermit.
So,
Totally.
and this Hermit card looks a little scarier than most Hermit cards, but this is saying it is good to go within. I don't know if you have some introverted ways, but it's saying this is a good thing.
Right.
You often need space to reflect on what's going on and just to reach your anchor, your center. Do you ever meditate?
No. I mean, the card is spot on in the sense that I'm extroverted, but when I'm off, or my desire is to be alone.
Right.
And specifically, I mean, I love my kids, but I have to have my time with my dogs. But they're my constant companions.
And I'll get to the next card because it's linked to it. The Star reversed.
Okay.
This is about getting into your intuition and your deepest truth, that guidance of who you truly are. There's this deep push, and I believe you're definitely being supported by the other side. I don't know how much you believe in that kind of stuff.
I don't.
But it's thank you for your honesty.
No, I don't. I think an extraordinary claim requires extraordinary evidence. I'm a very reality-based person, and I believe in the moments we have now carry the biggest amount of value for me. The known. That is the most spiritual for me. Or these moments, talking to you right now, being with her. Moments with my dogs, with my children, that the known is the one thing that's tangible that I can embrace more spiritually than the unknown.
Well, amen to that. But I do believe that there is more evidence that's coming out each month. I mean, I was talking about enlightened aliens for years, people thinking I'm crazy, talking about it on stage. Right. And then the Pentagon finally released, yes, you know, so
that's some shit, isn't it? That's the shit I want to know.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, that's the shit. Yes. Like that's the shit we need to know. It seems like the Pentagon and the Navy.
That's pretty extraordinary.
Have some extraordinary evidence. You talk about meditation. If I were to sit and invite feelings in, I would just be like, oh my God, this is so dumb. I couldn't do it. I appreciate people that can do it but it's not who I am. I would be inauthentic to who I am.
I think listening to yourself is beautiful. You know what's right for you. Yes, and that's the Star card too, is you're the only one who knows your inner truth.
Yeah. Okay, what's next?
Yeah, I get the sense that if there's a party situation and there's a creepy person in the room, you're going to spot it.
Oh, she will spot them out immediately.
She wouldn't be at the party.
And that's
she wouldn't be at the party because she'd be her hermit. But if she was at the party, she would immediately find the nut jobs.
And I'll do the last card.
I do that, but I marry the nut jobs. That's what
I did too. Touche. Okay, go on.
Well, love and romance is the quickest way to, it reflects our deepest wounds that are often hidden.
It does.
So we find ourselves in situations that are reflecting parts of ourselves that we haven't seen or don't understand yet. So, all right, last card.
Okay.
8 of Pentacles.
Okay.
This is about continuing the hard work. It's acknowledging how hard you work, and it's saying you are strong, keep going. You're building something pretty deep. And I don't think everyone maybe knows the depth of your mission,
you don't know.
We'll say, and what you want to bring in. This is saying keep going.
Write this down. You don't know the depths of my mission.
You're really creating something, and you have this vision to shift things in a certain way. And I just want to say, keep going.
Is there a professional ethical code for tarot cards? Because you never hear someone say you're going to die tomorrow. Like if something really terrible is going to happen, do you not say it? Do you just ignore it?
One time I knew a woman was getting cheated on in the cards, and it was her bachelorette party, and that was a tough one. That was a real tough one.
Did you tell her?
Wait. So many questions. So you lay this gal's cards out, and you can surmise
From the cards that he's a cheater.
from the cards that he's going to cheat on her at his bachelor party.
She got the 3 of swords, and it's like 3 swords going through a heart. And it means heartbreak that needs to be processed or might be around the corner.
We joke around that if there was an island and it had the each of our baby daddies on it with red flags, physical red flags all around it, and sharks circling it, we would strip down and swim as fast as we could to the red flags.
Absolutely.
And popped out children and
Immediately.
Immediately.
Right. Throw caution to the wind.
That was how fucking crazy. And I'm not saying we've got it together right now, Kate, because
But
we
it's
don't.
better.
But that's how fucking crazy we
Right.
were in our 20s.
So we've had evolved a little bit.
A little bit.
But yeah, no,
Nudge.
it's as bad as it gets in the red flag department over here.
I'm just going to tell you for sure, I think astrology is bullshit. 1000%. If astrology makes you happy and reading your horoscope makes you happy, I think that's great. I do get irritated about people blaming and excusing bad behavior. My thing is, if it works for you with the stuff, with the beings, and then for some people it's Christianity, for some people it's Buddhism, that's great. For me, it doesn't work.
And you never know also what could happen.
Right.
I hope.
You don't.
That's exactly
In a
right.
week, you could reach out and be
A
like,
being could be
I felt
tapping on my
something.
shoulder,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be like, Kate, here's the deal. Never say never. When we open our podcast, we talk about what we've had it with this week. And the one thing I've had it with is I went to watch a tennis match, and these fuckers from North Carolina are sitting behind me, and they're just yak mouse nonstop. As you perform comedy, do you have yak mouse, while you're full blown in a comedy routine and people are just talking?
Sometimes I'm pretty good at shutting down hecklers in that situation. I have the mic.
Yes.
I'll call it out.
Oh, good for you. Like, what do you
Yeah,
say?
so I'm pretty good at making them regret that. It doesn't usually happen with me. Also with my psychic abilities on stage, if I try not to use them while I have a microphone.
Sure, not above.
Because, it could be a weird twist. But if I need to and someone's messing with me, I can tune right into the other side in that moment because I'm triggered and say their biggest wound or embarrassment. So
Love that.
I usually can shut that down. If someone's disrespecting me, I'm put in a place where I now can feel into your wound for whatever reason. And I want to say the thing that will hurt the person the most.
Yeah.
So if they're disrespecting me and I have a mic, I'm supposed to be getting attention and you're going to disrespect me.
Right.
It brings out my rage. And then I'm somehow able to tune in through my rage. Because if someone's being that disrespectful, they're showing their colors.
Right.
I feel like there are instances where people really show who they are. And if they're doing that and they're with a girl that they're trying to impress, oh, you're done. I'm going to tell that girl to never let your penis in her vagina.
Or they're small.
Vagina of approval on it.
Right.
Even if she does, she's going to remember me saying, like, he's not the one.
Right.
Move on. I'll pick a new guy in the audience. So I usually, in that kind of pressure cooker, can win those situations.
I love it. Well, Kate, thank you
This
so
was so
much
fun.
for the tarot card reading.
Yes.
Oh, you're welcome.
And, if I ever get a tap, tap, tap or
anything crazy.
I'm going to call you.
Aliens in your backyard. I
welcome
need to hear.
No, you will be my very first phone call.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kate.
Thanks,
You're
Kate.
fascinating
So
and
welcome.
such a
So
precious
fun.
person.
Yes.
So fun meeting you both. Thank
That's
you.
great. Thanks so
Okay,
much.
bye.
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 She's so cute.
Fun.
Yeah.
That was really
Sweet
fun.
person. I've noticed a theme that's starting to take hold and take shape in these podcasts.
What?
So it starts off with some grievance that we have,
Totally. I've noticed. Okay.
that we've had it with. We're
Yeah.
fucking assholes about it. The national holiday.
And then fall in love with them.
brides,
Fall in love
astrology.
with it. Yes.
Then we scout it out. We want to get to the bottom of it. And then we meet the people, we confront the grievance, and then we evolve.
Right. Growth is happening on this podcast.
Yes. But I will say, and you can put it on my fucking tombstone, Mercury in retrograde is bullshit.
Okay, I'll take that down.
Okay. Despite me almost scoring 100% on my Leo personality chart, I still think that's bullshit. However, her stuff with tarot cards and her positivity and kind of like channeling her energy, I'm totally in on. I think it's super cool.
I do too.
She believes that she can help people with
I love it.
And I think it's awesome.
I do too. No, she was great. We have like totally flipped, like on almost everything.
I know it's kind of like we're not
As smart as we think we are.
well, 100% that's true. Also, like we've had it and then
We get it.
We get it.
One question. What about the Burning Man episode? Did you guys?
No.
No, that's
Put it
one
on my
I'm-
tombstone.
That's
it
one
on
I'm
my
never going to ever get. It's just not possible.
She boycotted Burning Man and she thinks Mercury in retrograde is
bullshit.
a flaming pile of horseshit.
Right.
Okay, when are we going to see people?
What?
When are we going to see people?
I don't know.
Oh my God, you guys.
What-
she's just
what are we
not a
talking
quick
about?
study.
Teeing you up.
When are we going to see people? Like dead people?
Oh my God.
My ears hurt. Hurry. Oh. I'm so sorry. See you next Tuesday.
I'm not even going to say it.
I know you're mad.
Out of spite.
I did not know what we were doing. Sorry.
I
I'm
teed
just
it
thinking,
up.
I know, but I'm thinking about how bad my ears hurt.
Goddamn learner, pal.
I know. I'm just not. I'm terrible.
Take off your fucking headphones then. The podcast is over.
Okay.
Well, you ended strong.
I'll tell you what I've had it with. Let's hear it. I've had it with that. I've had it. Had it. Had it. Had it.